I convinced the owner of one of the vac shops in my area to sell me this Miele S7 Salsa for $30. It was a trade-in from another one of his customers, and I'm pretty happy with it. Sure, it has paint scuffs and a few scratches here and there, but the cord is intact, the hose doesn't have any tears in it, and it even includes 2 of the 3 onboard attachments. Also, things look pretty good where the rubber meets the road or, well, carpet. The squeegee doesn't show anywhere. There's still plenty of bristle length remaining, and the casters still spin. It's a model S7280 and appears to be from November of 2011. At this point you may be asking, well, where's the catch? Unfortunately, this vacuum was used essentially without a bag. See, the person who traded this vacuum in managed to rip off the bag dock which sits inside here and holds the bag in place. This piece is not actually the original bag dock. This was taken from a donor S7 as part of the deal. Now, without the bag dock in place, of course the bag fell off and the innards of this vacuum got filled with all kinds of goodness. So much, in fact, that this Miele now thinks it's an air raid siren from World War II. Let's dig right in. Things under here are not actually too bad. Sure, the cover's a little dusty, and the worst part is our exhaust filter, whose diffuser seems to be covered in dust, but everything else, I don't see anything broken. Alright, so I've got the motor out, and well, I guess unfortunately for me, it doesn't look too bad. There's no obvious debris inside the inlet here. Nothing that would obviously cause an imbalance. So I'm going to have to pop this fan cover off and take a peek inside there. This Miele motor is very impressive and, quite frankly, beautiful to look at. There's this incredibly lightweight aluminum impeller. It's very thin and has quite a lot of blades. It's clear to me that a good bit of effort went into this design. Unfortunately, though, I still can't see an obvious source of imbalance. I'm thinking that I may have to remove that retaining nut and take a look behind the fan. Well, I ended up disassembling the motor to give it a thorough cleaning and to check its health. I took a good look at this impeller. I counted 9 inlet vanes, but 18 vanes at the outlet, which means that there are half vanes in between some of the full fan blades. And what I hypothesized had happened is I think that debris, hair, dirt, etc. had gotten caught midway in this impeller on the half blades. And I figured that it was going to need more than just suction at the inlet to give it a thorough clean. So I took the impeller off and washed it under the sink multiple times and cleaned each outlet vane with high pressure compressed air, and actually was kind of amazed. I was really amazed with the amount of junk that came out of this fan. So hopefully that improved our balance. The rest of the motor seems to be in great shape. It's nice and clean. The bearings are very smooth running. No notchiness to them. And the commutator bars look good and healthy. There's a bit of a thick patina on them. It just rubs off. But that's to be expected. While I'm in this motor, I just want to comment on a few things. For one, there's a date wheel here. I don't know if you guys can see that. It says 11 in the middle, which matches up with the 2011 that I thought I was seeing on the underside of the vacuum itself. So it seems this vacuum was made as early as 2011. And the other thing is that I think this is a very well made motor. I've taken apart a number of vacuum motors. This is definitely one of the nicer ones. The polymer or plastic that this housing is made of it feels incredibly stiff, very robust. And there's just a lot of nice details in this motor. The commutator windings are epoxied. The carbon brushes are huge and easily replaceable. There's also, I noticed this MOSFET here. I suspect that is what ultimately controls the speed of the motor when you twist the dial near the handle. I could be wrong. And we have these nice, let's see, these are made by NSK bearings, size 608. That's a very standard vacuum cleaner bearing size. You'll see those in Hoovers and Phantoms and tons of other motors. And they're rubber sealed on both sides, and that's both bearings. So yeah, I'm very impressed with this motor. Also, I noticed looking at this front cover of the motor, I believe this MOSFET, the heatsink portion of it, is exposed to air incoming through these channels, which helps cool the MOSFET as it's regulating the motor's speed, and that's a very nice touch. That sounds a lot more normal. With the motor issues sorted out, all I have left to do is clean up the rest of the vacuum and reassemble it. So I wasn't planning on filming much of the cleanup, but I had to get out the camera for this. I found what seemed like a whole spool of thread wrapped around the brush roll. The other half is in my Dyson ball animal, but I mean, this is incredible. This is an $800 vacuum, people. How do you not know that you're vacuuming up a whole spool of thread? There were 2 whole receipts inside the clean out port. Alright, I've got the nozzle internals all cleaned and ready to be reassembled. It's not perfect, but it's starting to look a lot better. Although this is the next instant for you all, it's a new day for me, but finally the transformation is complete. Now that I've installed a new bag and I've replaced both of the filters, I think it's time for its after refurb maiden voyage.